Hello and welcome! I found a video by Flammo called Curving Torps. In this match, Flammo was playing as a Halland and he torped a completely stationary Des Moines that was sitting in front of an island. He launched the torpedoes at the Des Moines base almost exactly, but somehow all of the torpedoes missed the Des Moines. And because the Des Moines was stationary the entire time, she couldn't have dodged them. But not only that, the torpedoes didn't just miss the Des Moines, they also missed the island somehow. And this made me go, what the hell? And I decided to go try to figure out what was happening. So I noticed that Flammo was turning as he launched the torpedoes. So the first thing I tried was to turn my ship while I launched torpedoes at an island and try to see if the torpedoes miss. So you can clearly see that I'm aiming at the island. No part of the indicator went over the island, right? So none of those torpedoes should miss. It's maybe possible one would drift over, but it would be a maximum of one. However, these torpedoes seem to not be heading for the island, at least not entirely. Quite a lot more than one is gonna miss this island, right? Look at this. 4 from the first set all missed the island. 4 of them. Just so we're clear, this is where my camera was pointed on the first launch. So it worked on the first one. Let's try it when we turn the other way, when we turn in. I'm gonna try to aim at that island at the back. Let's see how it goes. The ship is turning in, right? So they should miss the first island entirely and then go to the island at the very back. But looking at where the torpedoes are, it doesn't look like they're missing this island. They should go past this bit here, right? They should all pass this island here. But doesn't look like they are, huh? Okay, so I guess mystery solved, right? If you turn your ship while you're launching torpedoes, then your torpedoes don't go exactly where they were pointed. Next up, maybe this is like a specific Halland bug, so let's try a different ship. We're in the black this time, with really slow torpedoes. We're trying to turn in on the torpedoes and see if they miss the island again. As you saw, the launches were on the torpedoes. Oh god, these torpedoes are slow. Okay, let's go slightly faster. Yeah, it does look like they're gonna miss the island, even though the aim was on the island. Yep. Some of these are definitely not hitting the island. And they all should have hit the island, at least based on the indicator. Okay, but there's actually one more question. What if the torpedo indicator isn't accurate at all? Like, what if turning has nothing to do with it? What if just sailing in a straight line also misses the island? So we're gonna try it like that. I was sailing in a straight line and launched on the edge of the island, just like in the previous test. But this time it doesn't look like they're gonna miss the island. At all, actually. Yeah, no. Not even close, actually. So, it is about turning the ship. But I still wanted to know why. And I got thinking, when you launch torpedoes, you press the button, then the torpedo tube thing seems to lock for a moment, and then a moment after that, it actually launches the torpedoes. Now, I have noticed that when I've been lagging, sometimes it takes slightly longer to do the torpedo launch properly. And this got me thinking, what if latency or ping has a role to play in this? So, this is an application called Clumsy. It allows you to basically inject lag into your PC. It's quite useful for testing anything that requires networking. So, think of like a multiplayer game. Basically, you select your filter. I think if you just leave it empty, that's good enough. But we select lag, and we want 500 milliseconds. That's it, and press start. And now every packet we send and receive gets added 500 milliseconds of latency. And our ping is 530 to 540 milliseconds. Let's try to launch on the edge of the island as we're turning out. And we can already tell that these torpedoes are not heading anywhere close to the edge of the island I launched them at. Wow! This is so incredibly off course that it's pretty damn apparent that latency makes a huge difference here. Damn. Just in case though, let's see if we can still shoot straight, even with this lag. I'm not trying to turn my ship, I'm sailing in a straight line, and I tried to put the torpedoes down that path over there. And by the way, the lag is extremely noticeable at 500 milliseconds. One of the torpedoes I think is gonna hit the island just because it lagged long enough that I think the ship moved forward enough that the indicator got over the island. After I clicked, yep, one is gonna hit the island, but considering how much off course they were otherwise, I would say that straight line works just fine. The main problem is when your ship is turning. So we aimed straight at that island while turning. Let's see just how much off course it'll be. Because this is looking like it's not even in the same postcode. Yeah, it's nowhere close. Wow. So, and keep in mind, this is 500 milliseconds lag, but this is constant lag. It's always exactly the same. If you're actually lagging, chances are that you might just spike up to like 1 or 2 seconds of lag, which would make the torpedo launch even worse. Look at this. This is like 3, 4, maybe even 5 kilometers off course. We're not even talking ship lengths here, it's multiple of them. Wow. This made me want to do a different test though. When you press Shift and X, it locks your guns onto that specific point in the ocean. It works for torpedoes too, so I'm gonna press Shift and X and the indicator is gonna keep exactly on the island. I'm gonna turn and then I'm gonna launch torpedoes. Let's see if this goes off course. It doesn't look like it. Those torpedoes look like they're going straight for the island. Huh, interesting. This is really interesting. So if you actually lock your torpedo tubes exactly on the right position, even with 500 milliseconds of lag while turning, the torpedoes go exactly where they were pointed at. So what have we learned from these tests? Well, there's clearly a bug with launching torpedoes. If you launch torpedoes while your ship is turning, they won't go where you were pointing them at. Also, higher ping makes this bug worse. So, the laggier you are, the more this affects you. But even 30 milliseconds of ping is enough to cause this problem. Wargaming has been made aware of this bug, but until they fix it, well, I suppose we'll just have to learn not to turn while launching torpedoes. Or to somehow predict how much it's gonna be off. Here in this test actually, I tried to make the first set locked onto the island with Shift and X, but the second set is not, it's just aimed at the island. And you can see how they diverge. So the torpedoes aren't actually curving, it's just that where they're aimed at is different when you're turning your ship at the same time, particularly when you're lagging. Thank God friendly fire was changed. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support. And I hope I'll see you guys next time.